Well, I managed to come up with 4 different concepts. 3 of them are heavily based around some psychology point of view, or aspect, I should say. Well, 3 of them actually. And another one, not so much, it's more of a statement. It's the one I'm following through with the prototype. Ben seemed to quite like that one. So does Charles, actually. I haven't shown Yvonne. At least my lectures like where it was going. It was broad, but it was more precise than another one, which I could have done. Yeah, so I ended up talking with Charles, and he suggested that I break down my statements and the prototype ideas I had to go with them, and just kind of see what was changeable. And so I kind of took that idea and ran with it. So I ended up writing out by hand on paper. Took a lot longer than I thought it would, but I wrote out the statement. I wrote out describing my prototype, and then on the same piece of paper underneath, I wrote what I was trying to achieve. And in that, I would actually put down what I was trying to achieve, not just a case of just rewriting the same thing as the prototype. So there's a bit of difference, but such as one of my concepts involved, or prototype ideas involved a cup and ball for my initial prototype idea for that idea. And whereas in the what I'm trying to achieve section, I just wrote a simple exercise or activity, actually, that can be repeated quickly or in a short amount of time. So I broke it down to what it was meant to do or achieve and things like that. And then I did another section of what is adjustable. So could it be an activity? Could it be an emotional state? Something like that. Or what represents like introverts, and what represents extroverts, and the main idea I'm going with, which I'll get to shortly. And then I made a section on the problems I had, or I could foresee, such as what represents extroverts, because in one prototype idea I ran into the trouble of actually I was using a comparison between introverts and extroverts, but I didn't put anything that represented extroverts, which when I got taught to do essays, you're meant to treat the other person as an idiot, basically. You had to explain everything down to a certain level where you can comfortably assume the person at least has some working knowledge. And I didn't feel that was quite the case. So that was a problem I didn't see, which would have made things a bit more trickier. But that was just for that idea. And then I put down a section of other prototype ideas to match the statement. Some of them might have more than one. I will have pictures of those put up on my blog, but I figured I'd break it down. Each concept had its own piece of paper, and on that, and mainly it mainly was so that when I found that when I broke it down, I found more problems. It clarified things. I found things I missed in my initial thoughts, which is a good thing, and it looks really good for marking, or at least just showing that that I've been deeply involved in the creative process, which we get marked on quite a bit. I made that joke to a couple of lecturers. At least they found the humour in it. It looks really good. Because since I'm working by myself, I don't have anyone to bounce ideas off. I don't have to write things down to show them. I can do a lot of it in my head. But the problem with that is if I don't write things down, I don't have anything to show that I've actually done work. It just looks like I've made something up if I say it. Or you can't be sure. There's no proof. So that was a problem. And by writing it down, since I write a lot slower than I can think, I tend to, skip a step here or there and miss something, whereas when you have to write it down and record it, you come across problems. Or you go, hang on a moment, I need something in here to get from step 2 to 4, and I've missed 3 entirely. I don't know where it went. I could have never even thought about it in the first place. So that is one of the pros and cons. Yeah.